So we should
I was thinking that we should.
I thought.
But I was like,
But what if
we
can't?
But I think we should.
So,
no, but if you.
But we should definitely.
yes,
Stop.
yes, Kyle.
No, I think that we definitely.
You have to think
Okay,
about.
wait.
insight.
Oh. And now it's time for Insight, Boyertown Area Senior High's student-run talk show.
Hello, welcome to the March episode of Insight. We are your hosts. I'm Charlotte Chadwick.
And I'm Nick. We're going to start off today's show with the Oscars, which were last Sunday, March 27th. The big story of the evening was Will Smith slapping Chris Rock in the face for making a joke about Will's wife, Jada Smith. Comparing her to G.I. Jane because of her short hair. It is unclear whether or not Rock knew that Pinkett has alopecia, a condition that leads to her hair loss. Do you feel that Will Smith overreacted, or were his actions justified? Do you think that there will be any repercussions for Smith, like the Academy taking back his Oscar that he won that night? Do you think the entire thing was staged for a publicity stunt to bring attention back to the Oscars?
Wow. Okay.
Will Smith
I personally
just
think
smacked.
that people are praising Will Smith, which I think is kind of wrong because he did slap him in the face at an event, which made very people uncomfortable and they didn't know what to do. So I didn't really think it was right what he did.
I think he could have dealt with it with more tact, since slapping someone in the face isn't really the way to go when preserving one's honor. I think maybe the right thing to do, again in quotation marks, which is take her by the hand and leave if they felt uncomfortable, but slapping felt a little overboard. At the same time, making a joke about alopecia isn't that great. It wasn't the funniest joke I ever heard, but I think that slapping was a bit of an overreaction.
I feel both are in the wrong. The joke was, not right to say, but the action of Will Smith slapping him across the face wasn't right either. I felt like it could have been dealt better with. And the repercussions are Will Smith's reputation going down and him possibly losing his Oscar, which is understandable.
Yeah, since they said that, whatever. But they said that they don't condone violence, but that's kind of become the talk of the Oscars. Some people didn't even know that the Oscars were still running until that moment. So I feel like even if it were to be a publicity stunt, it would have just boosted both of their images, but more in a negative way for Will Smith.
Yeah, I think both are in the wrong. I feel like the joke was insensitive, but I feel like a slap is, a little overkill. But can we just talk about how Chris Rock ate that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Holy crap.
Straight across the face.
Exactly.
I feel like you can speak.
I don't know. There was a whole thing on Twitter that Chris Rock didn't even write the joke and someone else wrote it for him, which, I don't know. Also, I think it's fake. I'm team fake slap. I don't think it's real. You can say what you want. I don't think it's real. It doesn't look real. It doesn't even look like he hit some.
So, Jared, the sound effect sounds fake, but the language that he uses after,
He's an actor.
I know.
He won for best actor.
But they can't put that on live TV.
And he knows that.
Yeah.
Is there?
So they wouldn't have that kind of vulgar language if it was fake.
Is there no?
I honestly think it is fake as well, because the slap honestly did look really fake, and one of them fell backwards first, and the sound also sounded really fake.
I think that the act of committing a violence on TV is not good for role model sort of thing. You know what I mean? People look up to him and he just did that. So now, people might, little kids might be like, oh, that's fine to do. Somebody makes a joke and you can slap them.
I'm going to say I'm team fake as well, because you got to look at the facts here. The Oscars ratings, they're going down. You can't judge facts. So I think that, and if you notice, if you look on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you go, it's already got millions of views, way more than the viewership was for the past 2 years of the Oscars already. So I think the Oscars are trying to pull people's legs and reeling people back in.
I agree.
I would say that, but I also think why would he do that to his image, and also Chris Rock as well. Like, I don't know why they would do that, but also Will Smith has gone a little bit like crazy recently. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't think it's fake.
I feel like I think that Will Smith has been in the professional like industry enough, like long enough to know that wouldn't be an appropriate thing to do. And since he has been involved in a lot of controversy over the past few years surrounding his wife, I think that may have been a bit of the last straw for him. But yeah, I feel like the repercussions, had this not been fake, would be a bit immense.
I'm just saying, imagine if it was fake. That would be insane. Like, I'm sorry, if they were just like, oh no, it was all staged. Like,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, that's okay.
Mad respect.
Go ahead, Luke.
I could see them just going out and saying, hey, this is staged, just as kind of a way to get past it and keep people off their backs about it. Like, I don't personally know I don't care about celebrities, but like, if I were like the Oscars, the people who run it, the board, I would probably just go ahead, talk to them, get them to settle it themselves and say, oh, it was completely, like, come out with like a whole thing about how it was all fake and how much better the viewership was, and then there's a bunch less controversy and you don't have to deal with any of the repercussions and you get all the benefits.
My question is just why, like, was there no security, like, running up and grabbing him? Like, you know what I mean? And why aren't there more camera angles of it?
True.
I feel like there should be more camera angles of it.
I would say the lack of security would probably be not only due to the fact that both of them were professionals, but also due to the fact, like, it was sudden. They might have thought that he was doing something else.
Yeah.
So I feel like
after
they
the
would have
fact.
assumed that he wouldn't do that.
I mean, like, I feel like it doesn't happen very often where, like, a comedian says a joke and then a guy, like, charges the stage at him.
The problem is that, like, the Academy is known for being, like, extremely professional. Like, you can't leave your seat while they're on air and stuff like that. So, like, that's probably why security didn't, like, rush up, because that would seem as unprofessional. Because when they did take a commercial break, he was, like, taken aside and, like, talked to and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Real quick, you did ask about camera angles, and I kind of grabbed some clips for this. So there is a bunch of camera angles of it. Like, there's a couple from the top rails and stuff like that.
Very interesting.
You can look them up.
All right, so the big winners at the Oscars were as followed. Best Picture, Coda. Best Actor, Will Smith for King Richard. Best Actress, Jessica Chastain for Eyes of Tammy Faye. And the unofficial winner for the fan favorite award, Army of the Dead. How do you feel about the winners of the 94th Oscars? Did anyone see any of these movies?
Army of the Dead wasn't good. It was just like a zombie movie that takes place in, like, Vegas. And it was kind of just...
Sounds like a great movie to make.
Yeah. And it was like they were trying to, like, rob a big safe or whatever. But it was just... It wasn't that
Isn't that
good.
like isn't that a thing on
Yeah,
Netflix?
it's on Netflix.
Bought. I'm saying it. They bought it.
And, like, if you compare that to Spider-Man...
Yeah, that was my issue.
When you compare it to an amazing movie like Sing 2, it's
But
it's
just,
like
like,
below.
I really want to see Sing 2.
there are just, like, so many better movies, like, last year that should have won over that. But Sing 2.
So you're saying this is a Netflix thing?
Yes.
Like, it's only on a streaming service?
I'm pretty sure it's just on Netflix.
So how's that a movie?
It's with Dave Bautista.
What do you mean, how is it it's still a movie.
Is with the
Did it
fan
air in a
favorite-
theater?
No, the thing is with the fan favorite movies are whatever Twitter votes. It was a partnership that the Academy did with Twitter. So anybody who it was like a vote that was done on Twitter. Whoever voted for it, that was what won. And it was honestly supposed to be Spider-Man was supposed to win. But the last 2 weeks that it was open, everybody was like, "Ooh, have you seen Army of the Dead? Like, that needs to win." And that's what got them to win. But I've never even heard of the movie.
Yeah, well,
What if it was a joke? What if everyone was just like, you know
Yeah.
what, this movie sucks, let's have it win. And, like, just a big
would
community just
suck.
kept tweeting about it, and then they got it to win. Because that could be possible.
So if you're saying that was fake and a joke, right? So then that also supports other people's claims of the Chris Rock and Will Smith being
God.
fake. Because then you could say the Oscars is like a terrible thing and it's fake too.
No. I'm saying,
right now.
like, it wasn't the Oscars like made it fake. I'm saying that, like, a community on, like, like Reddit or just like some internet thing, which is like, oh, like this would be funny if we just had this awful movie win
We did
an Oscar.
discussion last time.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, it should have been Spider-Man or Sing 2 or Encanto. That's my take.
You remember that a group on the internet affected some giant change on the world. I don't. I couldn't
stock.
possibly think of anything.
GameStop stock.
Yeah.
That's true.
That was a big one.
I feel like the Reddit community could have come up with something better than Army of Dead.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like Sing 2 would be.
But
It's
like,
bought.
but they're
Had to be
limited because it came
believable.
out this year.
There are some like funny movies that they could have put down.
Like what?
Sing 2.
Sing 2.
Yeah.
No, but like, but there's the problem. Sing 2 is actually a good movie.
Well, that's well.
But it wasn't even nominated for animated movie.
Thank God.
Really?
It was not.
What was?
Encanto, Luca.
Good.
There was another one.
And there's another one.
And yeah, another one. I don't know. Sing 2 is a masterpiece. All right. Thank you. It's not a masterpiece.
It has dancing pigs.
I agree.
They have names of which I do not remember, but they do have names.
Name one character from Sing 2.
Matthew McConaughey.
We got him.
Also,
We got him.
has anyone here seen the movie Coda?
No.
No? I know it's just on Amazon, not Amazon, Apple TV.
It's just on Apple TV and it won an Academy Award.
It's still a movie.
I know, but it's just. It's what?
I feel like there's a
Luke's
limited
got it.
audience.
I
That was on
did
Apple
hear.
TV.
I
Oh,
did
God, here
hear
we
that
go.
it was like the acting was like cool because it was actually played by like a deaf.
Oh yeah,
actor.
it was the deaf family.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of cool though, cause like that's really rare.
As cool as that is, it isn't a movie. It's not
Oh.
a 24 frame per second,
It's still a
16 by
movie.
9 thing that's aired in a theater for several weeks. That's what a movie is.
No,
But
a
would you
movie is
say-
a long thing you watch.
A movie is a long TV
Yes.
show.
But would that also
Everything-
mean that like the definition, I guess, for a thing being a movie with all of the like bringing of all the streaming services, is that going to make the meaning of a movie change? Because theaters, especially during the pandemic, everything was just put out through streaming services. People aren't really going to the theater anymore. Is that going to mean that in future Oscars and future other Academy Awards, we're just gonna see like a change in the movies winning?
Yeah, we're gonna see them change it from movies to something like feature length show or something, or feature length streaming show.
So you wouldn't call that a movie
They're
anymore?
not. We haven't had real movies since like the 60s.
Then what is Spider-Man?
It's like the 60s.
Spider-Man's a movie. It
The
released in
60s
the box
seems like a long
office,
time
right?
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
Was Spider-Man released in the 60s?
No.
Luke's been caught.
People went to see it. And did they go every single day or every single week to see whatever was there, no matter what movie
I
was
saw the
on?
movie 5 times.
And are you
Luke, put
just
the
your
microphone
average
down.
person?
This is a good movie.
And you're a perfectly normal person who doesn't care about Marvel whatsoever.
Wait, what?
Where's your point going?
Back in the
think-
60s, people would go to the movies because that's where they got their movies. That's where they got anything. Anyway, we have to.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next topic because I think we got a little lost. So anyway, on Thursday, February 24th, Russian forces invaded Ukraine in hopes to take over the country. As they have proceeded with bombing and attacks on schools, hospitals, and civilian homes, Ukrainian forces continue to fight back with their president, Volodymyr Zelensky, at their side. Currently, peace talks are happening between Russia and Ukraine with hopes that this will end the fighting. What are your thoughts on the Russian unprovoked attacks of violence on the Ukrainians? Do you think America and NATO should be getting involved to help Ukraine fight Russia?
I think it's not very cool.
Okay.
That's my take.
Obviously, it's inhumane. Scheduling like unprovoked attacks on hospitals and like coming up with propaganda, censoring media. It just seems like an overgrown dictatorship. In terms of like how I think it's going to play out, I'm pretty sure the U.S. is going to get involved more and more as the situation unfolds. And in terms of what I think will happen later, Putin will probably be stripped of his power.
Did you hear that? Biden accidentally threatened to kill Putin.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Come on,
no,
Joe.
he was at a like a conference or whatever, and he said that he cannot be allowed to remain in power, and so certain people took that as they're gonna kill him, and then people were like, no, it's not what he meant. It's not what he meant.
So it's an indirect threat, is basically what you're trying to say.
Pretty much.
I think the only way that like this will stop, a lot of people think, is if Putin is removed from power. That's really the only way, because it's like grown into like an ego thing, especially since like I think Putin assumed that Ukraine would be a heck of a lot easier to take over, and they're actually putting up a really good fight, not according to the Russian media, but like they're actually doing a really good job fighting and stuff like that. So I think it's becoming more of an ego thing, and he needs to prove to the world that Russia's a big, strong powerhouse, and they're really not that big and strong.
Oh, I think that although the U.S. isn't directly involved in a war with Russia, not like explicitly involved, no one really likes Russia now. People have stopped, world powers have stopped trade and everything. And I feel like the response from everyone, regardless of your position, like where you're from, has been like, Putin, that's messed up.
Right.
So, yeah, overall, I feel like it won't stop, and it will just continue to get worse until Putin is removed from his position of power.
I'm going to say that the United States and NATO, we don't got to get involved. I mean, I feel like what we should do is definitely continue what we are doing, and maybe even further our production towards supplies, weapons, funds towards the people and the military of Ukraine. I think that I believe that Putin is waiting for aggression from the United States or NATO as a whole to give reason for another scapegoat for the same thing, I don't know, every European angry man wants of world domination, but I think it would just give him reason to do it. So I think that we should just, and I guess it's working, because I think that we just need to help Ukraine the best we can.
I think that Russia is a country.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, guys.
That's great. All right.
I need to be very quick about this.
Give him a microphone.
I know that some people have been looking at, so China's been looking at this to kind of see if they could invade Taiwan. And watch this backfire. I'm really happy how it's going in Ukraine, because it means it's discouraging China from going on Taiwan. We'll see if that holds true, but
I agree with that.
I think it's going pretty well.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, all right.
So along with the Russian invasion, gas prices have been going up steadily for a little over a month due to limited oil supplies from Russia. Gas prices are currently hanging around $4.50 per gallon, but I'm sure they will keep rising. What are your thoughts on the rise in gas prices? Do you think that President Biden should opt for supporting American oil companies to try to level out these prices?
I think. Also, okay, so my car, it's got good gas mileage, and like I only have to fill up my tank for like $40. So
I hate you.
It doesn't affect me that much. So, but I know like some people have like just a giant just tank of a car, and it takes like $70 to fill up their tank.
I don't think we're making enough money to be able to pay for our tanks. You know what I
agree with
mean? Like, if a tank is like $40, that might be like half your paycheck, for example, or a large percentage of it. And that was not the case 2-3 years ago. So,
I think what we should do is we should all buy Heelys and skate around everywhere.
I like that. Fair. But see, Charles, we're also children.
This is true.
And we don't make big boy money. For like some people with big boy money, it doesn't matter as much. But like,
well, it still does, because they're still having to pay more as a result.
And people have to pay bills, so
Yeah.
People live paycheck to paycheck, so it could hurts a lot of people around the world.
Yeah, big boy people travel to big boy jobs.
Yeah, that's so true.
So it takes $40 for me to fill up my tank.
My little car takes me $65 to fill up my tank right now.
How many gallons are in your car?
13. $65
Wait,
to fill up my tank.
can I just say this one thing?
13, which the math doesn't really add up for some
What gas
reason.
do you use?
Regular.
Regular? I have a
Wait,
13-gallon
I
tank.
just
It
have-
takes me $45.
I just have
Takes
one
me
comment.
$65. I don't know where I'm getting my gas. Apparently, I'm going to the wrong Wawa.
Yeah, so one day I was at Wawa. I'm not sure if this has anything to do with it, but there was this lady that walked in and put $2,000 worth of gas in her truck.
She did what? She did what?
I mean, she has like this huge, like truck, like not an 18-wheeler, but not like a regular truck.
So that's not a truck.
Are you saying 200 or 2,000?
2,000. Yeah, it's definitely 2,000.
How much money?
How do you have that much money?
Luke, do some quick math.
I'm assuming that's part of like her company or something.
Who?
This random lady I saw in Wawa. Yeah. And she also got 3 Dr. Peppers and 3 water bottles.
Wow, okay.
I will say,
All right.
using like the Giant gas points is such a lifesaver. Cause like I don't shop at Giant, but my dad does, and he doesn't use the points.
Yeah.
So I just use those, and then that brings me down to like $30.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
It's pretty good.
So March 12th, 2020 was the start of what we now know as the coronavirus pandemic, with thousands of people sick and hospitalized all over the world due to the new unknown disease that no one was safe from. As we have now passed our 2-year mark on this disease, we see the light emerging, cases are going down, more people are being vaccinated and boosted, and general health just looks like it's finally getting back to normal. Are you guys relieved that the pandemic is coming to an end? And are you nervous for another breakout of the virus?
I'm happy it's coming to an end. I like going out and enjoying my life as a young teenager.
Young?
I mean, relatively.
Well, I started my teenage years out, well, technically, in a virus, so I'm pretty glad it's coming to an end. I'm just worried that with more people getting lax, it's just going to be like breeding ground for a new sort of contagion, and then we'll be back to square one.
COVID's not fun. I had it twice.
Agreed.
It is not.
I had it twice. Yeah.
Like,
You're a fun virus? Like any viruses they think were fun?
I thought mono was
smallpox?
fun.
the Black
Flu
Death
is-
back
flu
in
is
the
fun.
1300s was pretty fun.
What, smallpox?
Mono.
Oh yeah, I also had mono.
Mono was really fun.
Yeah, and I'm sick right now too, so I don't know what's going on.
For about like a year, everyone would just kind of like stay away from Jackson.
Yeah.
I think that's still continuing this year. I am still keeping my distance from Jackson.
It has nothing to do with me being sick. Just no one likes me.
Yeah, just no one likes you. Yeah,
I'm
you're
still
right.
nervous to be near him.
Okay.
Well, I'm just like concerned because I got COVID before, and I'm just slowly regaining my taste and smell back. I don't want to take it all away. I don't want it taken back from me.
Right.
So I'm just like trying to stay as safe as possible, even though I know it's
I kind of want to
getting
hear from
better.
Adam.
I also lost my taste and smell, and that was gone for a while. And the scariest part about that is you're like, this is eating food and drinking things is boring. Like, it doesn't taste like anything, so you're just going through it, and you know your favorite food is just mush.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and the whole thing is what I went through COVID, and all I would eat was oatmeal, and it was so annoying. Like, because oatmeal was like, okay. So, I mean, to be fair, I'm not losing anything. But with COVID, like, don't get too comfortable because we could be thrown for another loop with all this kind of stuff again.
Yeah,
I didn't lose my taste when
I
I,
didn't
had
either.
COVID. I lost my smell,
I didn't lose
but
anything.
I didn't lose my taste. And like the second time I had it, it was so much worse than the first. I'm not sure if it was like the different strand or whatever, but like it was so much worse.
Well, I lost obviously my taste and smell, and when it came back discombobulated. So I can't eat certain foods anymore because it tastes atrocious, and certain foods taste the same now. And
I've actually heard about that happening. That like people eat food and it like tastes like garbage. I don't even understand how that
Yeah.
works, but that's
I
crazy.
would be so upset.
Yep.
If like food started tasting differently to me, I would.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd be upset. That's it. That's my take.
You could enjoy your
Chocolate
lasagna.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
say that again.
Chocolate.
You could enjoy your lasagna.
Wait, say that one more time for everyone.
Lasagna.
Never say that again.
If you say lasagna, you're weird.
It's
No,
lasagna.
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 Lasagna?
Is he not saying it? I swear he's saying it.
Lasagna.
Why are you saying the G?
Yeah, now you're saying
The G is silent.
Lasagna.
La Lasagna.
Yeah.
Lasagna.
This has been great. Okay, so I'm so glad you learned how to speak. Go ahead, Nick.
So seniors this year, as they did last, were unable to go on the school-sponsored trip to Disney World the second week of March. Instead, students were able to go by themselves on a trip or do other activities that week outside of school. Seniors, what did you do that week? Are you upset that you weren't able to go to Disney with your classmates? They have started planning the Florida trip for the class of 2023. Do you think it will actually happen next year?
I know for some people that we went to the Poconos as a group and had an amazing 4 days. Us three and a few others. It was an incredible experience, and I want to go back. It was great.
Yeah, it was better than the Disney trip.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Well, I went to Disney, not with him, but I went to Disney, and it was a blast. We also went to Universal, and all right, this is gonna be my story time. I paid for dinner, and
I know this
happens that I just didn't pick up the credit card, and I didn't realize until we were back at the resort, and I had opened my wallet to pay for something, and the credit card was not there. So that was a fun little phone call with my mom.
See, how much did that trip cost, though?
I don't know.
Like, how much did you spend?
Yeah, why would you ask him
So I
that?
was just gonna be like, mine was cheaper.
I'm curious.
At least like $5.
That's valid.
Yeah, I had a great week. Got the flu and was on my couch for quite some time. So
I went to Florida with like 5 of my friends, and we were all so broke. Couldn't go to Disney. We just laid on the beach the whole time. And then I didn't want to fly back in the snow, so I left by myself 2 days early. And yeah, but it was a great time. I went ziplining. That's all I know. No, I'm not okay.
As for like the little blurb about the class of 2023 trip, I was at that meeting since I'm a class officer, and if everything goes well, I'm pretty sure they're going to have it, and it'll probably be a blast. But if it goes, well, if it gets worse, even a little bit worse, I'm pretty sure they're going to cancel it and hopefully refund everyone.
I actually heard that, not because of COVID, but I actually heard that the district might not do it because it wouldn't be during like a spring break, so they would have to pay for subs, which is ridiculous because they also they're doing the England trip or World War II trip.
Yeah.
World War II.
Which
England.
those people are lucky because they're doing it during spring break, so they don't have to pay for subs.
Yeah, but that's what they
What
do
do I
every
get?
time they go to Disney. They
but-
don't pay for subs because it's never during spring break. So like, why is it now an issue?
We're more broke now.
You're more broke now? Oh. That sucks for you guys. I'm graduating. So. Everyone is broke. We're all broke.
If it does get canceled though, don't get discouraged because like we said, we had a great time doing something else. So
Yeah.
you'll end up doing the same for sure.
Yeah, to all you juniors out there, hope your thing doesn't get canceled.
The fun times aren't going to Disney. The fun times are the
Losing your credit
friends.
card.
Yeah, losing your credit card.
The journey along the way, Jay.
Okay. Yeah.
I had fun and I don't remember the week at all.
What do you mean by
No,
that?
I just don't. I did
He
nothing
just
interesting.
went so crazy.
But it was a
a crazy
great week. It was a great week.
He went berserk.
It's a bonus break. That's all it is.
Yeah. All right, so after the disappointing cancellation of the Disney trip, the senior class officers have offered seniors a different trip to go to Hershey Park with their class for a day. On March 20th, seniors are allowed to take the day to go on rides, spend the day at Hershey Park with their friends. Do you think this trip will be fun? And what are your thoughts on this being an apology trip by Bash? Are we glad that they're still going to do something for us seniors?
I'm kind of glad that they're still doing something for us. I feel like it's an appreciation thing. You know, we're still having prom too, which is nice. But I feel like something could have been more interesting than Hershey Park.
Yeah, I agree
Like,
with that.
you could have brought us to Six Flags or something.
You're being ungrateful.
No, Hershey
Ride? You're telling me the little how chocolate is made ride isn't enough for you? That's not appreciative for enough?
I've been on that ride.
No, Jared,
That's
everyone has mixed opinions.
I'm so excited for this trip. I'm the red ball.
Can we stop having him talk?
No.
He's done talking.
Hershey-wise, I've been to Hershey for school trips 4 times. Wow. With the school, more times up by my.
Why?
Because they can think Hershey is a great place to take kids.
I've never gone to Hershey with the
that
school.
cow ride 3 times. It's amazing.
I've been on
That thing is amazing.
Is that the one with the cows?
Where you like ride the little thing and then like you can make a chocolate bar at the end? It's amazing. It's perfect.
Yeah. Personally, I'm very excited for the trip.
Because you like milk.
I'm a big Hershey fan. I've been there lots of times. I've probably been on that cow ride at least 15 times.
Jeez.
I'm very excited. I like roller coasters.
Is that a roller coaster to you, the how chocolate is made?
When that big drop happens, when the loop,
it's scary.
it's really not expected, especially because you're not strapped in. So
Remake Splash Mountain at Disney, how chocolate is made.
I like it.
It's
I like the
it's all
idea.
chocolate milk.
It's all chocolate milk.
Willy Wonka?
No, that is not at all.
Okay. All right, so another unexpected treat for the seniors was the distribution of privilege passes, giving the seniors the opportunity to leave Bash during their lunch periods and eat in town. Has anyone used this privilege and were surprised by the school finally allowing us to leave the building during lunch for the first time since 2020?
I have a funny story.
Uh-oh.
So, remember how we always have like 8 forms in the beginning of the year we have to turn in?
Yes.
One of them was the privilege form.
You didn't fill it out.
The privilege form, the signed privilege form is sitting in my backpack in my folder.
So are you going to turn it in?
Probably. I just
Yeah.
thought it was really funny that it's still sitting in my backpack in the beginning of the
I
year.
feel like I can add to this because I believe I'm one of the only people in the school so far to use their privilege card. It was nice. I got to walk down the street, get a cheeseburger, come back with plenty of time to go to class. So
Can I ask
pretty
where you went?
exciting. I went to the grill shop.
Ooh, that's good.
Right down the
That's
road.
good.
So yeah,
They have good food.
it was very good cheeseburger. Very polite, fine and dandy people there. So
Yeah, man.
great time.
The grill shop's right next to my mom's workshop.
Wow.
Yeah, it's literally right next door. It's pretty cool.
Why would I know
I'll have
that?
to drop
Why
in.
would we know that, Adam?
I'll have to drop in sometime and say hello,
called Becker
Adam.
Home, so
Mom.
it would
I'm
make
glad I
sense.
know that
It
now.
says it on the sign
But-
outside the front of the
Oh,
shop.
okay.
All right, thank you for the information.
I'm gonna next
I
time
will
I'm
make
out
sure to
on the
go there.
town, I'm gonna knock on the door and be like, "Are you Adam's mom?" Like I was told to come here.
Look for a middle-aged woman with gray hair.
Middle-aged
Middle-aged
woman
woman
with
with
gray hair.
gray
Okay.
Fair.
It is very unique.
Got it. Okay.
So
I'm so excited for this, Charlotte.
Okay. Can we stop going to Evan?
Evan has the mic, just cut it flat.
No.
I want to use my privilege card. I haven't yet because it's been cold. But I definitely plan on going to the grill shop. They have good burgers.
You could just go home.
Honestly, I could. I
he
live in
lives in
town.
town.
I could just walk home. Get a mac and cheese out of the fridge.
yeah,
I am a genius. Thank you.
I think it could be cool. Like you can go out and like sit in the stadium for lunch or something. Like be outside, like Grease. You know,
Just use your
What?
privilege that you have.
Grease?
like the movie.
Oh, the music. Okay.
So, with your newfound privilege card, you intend to recreate a Grease movie scene in which they're sitting out singing Summer Nights.
Me
there
and a
for it.
friend of mine actually took the privilege of going out there and rehearsing our little show. So
I'm very excited to see that.
Summer
Can I join?
see it. Oh, is that?
Can I join? I want to be a part of
If
this.
you would like to. I mean, we need a lot more people. It's only me so far.
Count me in. Count me in.
Okay.
All right, so the Bash Music
of
Department, the Bash Music Department this year has put together the musical Oklahoma. Tickets are on sale now at boyertownmusic.com, and the musical will be performed Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night with a matinee on Sunday afternoon. Tickets are on sale for $12. Will you be attending this year's musical? Have any of you seen any other Bash productions?
Come see Oklahoma.
Jared's in it.
He wasn't forced to say that.
No,
So-
come see Oklahoma. Oklahoma's fun.
Yeah. What's it about?
So basically, there's a guy and a girl, and they have this like back and forth thing where they both kind of like each other, but they won't admit it. And then to prove a point, the girl goes with the creepy other guy.
Whoa.
And then there's like this big back and forth of like who's gonna get the girl. And then there's this subplot of like a guy and a girl with each other, and then she finds another guy. And it's kind of like the same story told twice. But that doesn't matter because it's really fun and the musical numbers are really cool, and you should come see Oklahoma.
Well, I'm
was just a
going to
promotion.
see Oklahoma all 4 days since I volunteered to be an usher 3 out of the 4, and I'm going on Sunday to just watch it for fun.
Okay.
So I think it's, so far from what I've heard, it's a really good musical. I'm going to see a lot of my friends there, so yeah.
It's the same people who did like Sound of Music and Cinderella, if that entices you, or if you've never seen those, which you probably haven't. But
As far as
You'll be in it.
Evan.
Jared's in it.
As far as other Bash musicals go, I've seen 2 other ones. I've seen The Music Man Jr. that Jared Drabick was also in.
Did you kiss Ellen Donovan?
Yeah, he kissed Ellen.
Okay.
And then I saw
Shrek?
No, not Shrek.
Mamma Mia.
No.
Into the Woods.
I did not see Mamma Mia because I didn't
Cinderella?
want to because you were in it. No, what was the other one? Guys and Dolls. I saw Guys and Dolls freshman year because I was backstage because I was in stage crew.
Pretty neat.
Wow.
But yeah, cool stuff. Cool
Do
musicals.
you have any
Jared Drabick.
opinions on Ellen Donovan?
Any opinions on?
It was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke.
Yeah. Music Man's cool, and Guys and Dolls is cool. Mamma Mia was also a lot of fun. Yeah.
Mamma Mia.
That's how it goes. Actually.
Go again.
That's really
Can
good.
you sing for us, Jared?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna
We're
refrain
gonna
from
move
that.
on now.
What?
Yeah. I don't want to hear you sing right now, later. Next school year, the Philadelphia School District is choosing to change school hours from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. This change was instituted after studies show that it's unhealthy for growing children with developing minds to have to try and learn and retain knowledge before 8:30 in the morning. How do you feel about this change, and do you think that other schools in the country should follow suit?
I feel like I need to say, make it 9 to 5 so we can sing Dolly Parton. I'm sorry. Come on. You're missing a prime opportunity.
Wait, you're asking for an hour extra of school?
It's worth it.
Dolly Parton.
Working 9 to 5. Yes.
You're gonna appreciate that for one day, and then the next day you go to school, you're gonna hate it.
I'm graduating. I don't really care.
That's why you want to do it.
Yup.
You want to make the rest of us suffer. I don't want to go to school for like 9 hours and have like less free time to have to do stuff. I think the change is sort of dumb. Well, I haven't really had any real problems, but I feel like the change is just gonna leave less time to actually do stuff throughout the day. So yeah, it's not much, but at least they tried.
In terms of this timing wise, like I'm comparing this to 2-hour delays and half days. On a 2-hour delay, I just sleep. If it's a half day, I get more done. So I'd rather have more time in the afternoon, which is what we currently have, rather than, like, you're basically taking 2 hours out of my day. I can wake up early and I'll be annoyed, but I can do 2 more hours worth of stuff than just sleep.
But at the same time, Luke, I feel like if they're trying to, be careful about retaining knowledge and those sorts of things, then it's better that they're starting later. Because, I always appreciate more sleep.
I would say for like the younger kids, it would be a good change, since you shouldn't expect little kids to understand hours worth of information before 8:30. I understand that point, but for like late middle school, high school kids, no, you're gonna wake up early.
I just feel like kids are gonna stay up later than they usually do. Like I would do that, and then I'd be like bad in the morning. And I like waking up. I like waking up early actually.
What?
I feel more productive, but it would I'd be so tired at the end of the day. Like actually, so tired.
I got to agree with the current system we got going on. I mean, it works. We've done it for many years, and I don't like change. So I don't like change.
I have to question
He likes
if the
consistency.
statistics going to change and they're going to say, oh, like 4 years from now, kids can't remember anything until it's 10:30 because they moved it 2 hours ahead, and that's just how learning works.
Sometimes I'll be driving to school at like 6 or like 7 in the morning, and then I'll just like almost fall asleep.
Go to sleep.
So I think like the extra like 2 hours would be good.
That is not okay.
I know. I'm saying it's not good. That's why I'm for like waking up
Oh, I thought you
later.
were saying you're 4 years old. I was like, what does that have to do
The-
with
the
anything?
the way that I-
You shouldn't even be behind the wheel.
But the one point I want to bring up, right, is what about after-school activities? People have jobs, right?
Yeah.
If you don't work until if you don't end school until 4, when are you going to work? 5?
Yeah.
Like, and then you get less sleep.
The counter to that is like if you have a game at 4 and your parent works till 5, then parents don't get to see their kids do whatever.
Huh?
I suppose. I see what you're saying.
Like if your kid has a game at like 4 right after school, or even like 3:30, and a parent doesn't get off to work till 5, that's the counter argument to after school activities.
Okay.
Then
Like
cancel all sports.
practices. The way I see it is that
So, something I just want to bring up is that elementary schools are like an hour or like half an hour ahead of us already. So, like, does this mean, is this the elementary school starting at 9, or is this them starting at like 9:30 or something?
I don't even know.
Because then, like, you have the dropping off kids. Like, some parents have to drop off their kids before they go to work, and work tends to start around 9.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on the February 1st, Tom Brady announced his retirement from professional football after 23 years in the National Football League. But to the surprise of the football community, he announced a little over a month later that he would be coming out of retirement for a dramatic return to the Buccaneers. Rumor has it that entering the 2023 season, Brady will then become a free agent. Why do you think Tom Brady came out of retirement? What do you think this upcoming season will have in store for Tom Brady?
I think it's a publicity stunt.
As a fan of the dramatics and flair, great choice. I loved it. He was just like, guys, I'm taking a break from my family. That's a lie. And then he's just like, boom, nope, I'm back. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I think it's a bit upsetting that like the fan like bid like $500,000 for his last touchdown ball.
yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah.
And he's not
But-
getting any of that money back.
Nope.
Yeah.
Football.
Well said.
Yeah, football, it's a thing. Very exciting.
Yeah, I didn't really get it because he said like he had more to prove, but I'm pretty sure like there's a consensus that he's the best quarterback of all time, best football player of all time, and I mean, his kids like you only have so much time with your kids, you know what I mean? You only have a set number of years like till they're like 18 till they go off, you know.
He kisses his kids on the mouth.
Yeah. A lot of parents do that.
We're gonna talk about that.
We're going to talk about that.
I mean, I think it was all funny because it was the day that he went and he saw Cristiano Ronaldo play and he set like a new world record for number of goals or whatever it was. And he was like, oh, well, Cristiano Ronaldo's like my age, so I'm going to go do that.
Pretty sure he's significantly
Yeah, Tom Brady's a
like
lot older
at
than
least-
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Is he really?
Yeah.
15 years younger.
No.
I don't think he is. Cristiano Ronaldo's old.
Ronaldo's 36.
But,
Tom
like-
Brady's 40.
42, 43. He's
Well, they're around the same age and career-wise, like they're at the end of their career.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They're pretty
Tom
old.
Brady, still good looking.
Okay, that has nothing to do with
Okay.
sports.
Tampa Tom is so much better than like New England Tom.
Okay.
Okay, so moving
We're on
on.
first name basis.
Calvin Ridley, a wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons, has recently been suspended indefinitely through the 2022-2023 season for sports betting. Critics believe that this is too extensive of a punishment, also considering players have been caught beating their wives, their girlfriends, and have gotten shorter suspensions than Ridley. What are your thoughts? Is this too much of a suspension? Is the NFL focusing less on the safety of their players, families, and more of the safety of the establishment?
So an NFL player was betting on the NFL games?
Yes. Which
Was
is
he,
it's illegal.
was he betting on himself?
He was out for the season for mental health issues, and he bet on his own team.
I was going to say, if you were to bet on anything, you should bet on your team. If he didn't, I was going to yell at him.
Yeah,
on the
but-
show, because he watches, obviously.
Because he watches, obviously.
I'd say that they need to focus less on like the severity of his punishment and this, but to the severity of those who've been caught beating their wives and girlfriends and stuff. Because like you should be a professional. Unfortunately, even though it's not as severe, you still knew that it was a rule. You still broke it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest complaint that a lot of people are bringing up, that players in the past have like literally had like domestic abuse and like have done criminal things and have gotten less suspensions than someone who bet like $1,500.
Yeah, what I think is like I mean, I agree with the year suspension. I don't think I feel like something that big should be dealt with that way, because like sports betting, that could lead in a really big rabbit hole. But I also agree with the fact that like a lot of times like athletes, actors and actresses are held almost like above the law.
Yeah.
Like almost like they're not actual people just because they entertain. So I think like domestic abuse, I don't think they should even like be in the league anymore, let alone like 3-game suspension, stuff like that.
I agree with that. All right, moving on. March 8th, Florida Senate passed the Parental Rights in Education bill, which prohibits classroom discussion of sexual identity and gender in elementary school. The bill, which was just recently made a law, allows parents the ability to sue a school district if a teacher brings up sexual identity in class. Supporters of the bill claim that the children are too young to be taught about LGBTQ+ and about gender identity. Others feel that this bill will make children who identify or who have family members that are in the community feel unsafe and unvalued as human beings. How do you feel about this bill dubbed the Don't Say Gay bill? Do you think this bill will have us take a step back or forward in society?
It's a regression. I feel like it invalidates those who come from same-sex relationships as, oh, now I can't talk about my parents anymore.
Right.
So I feel like it's more so you're invalidating those who don't really know anything, because they're going to have to deal with it eventually. You might as well expose it to them now. You don't need to say the specifics, but you'd be like, okay, this person has 2 dads, this person has 2 moms. You can feel that way. You don't need to say, oh yeah, this person likes this rather than that. But yeah.
Right.
Their argument to saying that they're too young to understand and stuff, like when you tell them that they can't talk about it or say it, they probably go home and ask about it and get a whole lecture on it, right? And then they come back to school and tell their friends about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
About like the whole they can't even say it, not entirely true, because they do like the sponsors of the bill have said that like spontaneous type of conversations are allowed. It's just not built into the curriculum. So when you say like, oh, you can't even like say it, not entirely true. If it comes up in a conversation, that's allowed. And also keeping in fact, it's only K through 3rd grade or until it's deemed appropriate, which a lot of people who are in opposition don't like because it's very vague. When is it actually appropriate? When is it okay to talk about it? People could be like, oh, it's not appropriate until like after high school. And then if that's true, then parents can sue, and then it opens the school to a bunch of litigation costs, and it's a mess. So a lot of people have a gripe when it comes to the specifics of the bill, and it's lacking of.
I feel like at some point kids don't care enough about it, because when I was like 8, I was not really more focused on my gender like romantic preference and my identity. I was focused more on being a kid. So I feel like the Don't Say Gay rule is sort of redundant no matter what political side, religious side you stand on, because kids just don't really understand that much.
I feel like them doing that makes kids more like likely to like look it up and stuff like that. Like I just think it's kind of weird how they did that. I don't know.
So especially if they list that as K through 3rd grade, like I don't know about our school district, but I wouldn't expect that to be a part of their curriculum, which is what it sounds like this is. So it sounds like this is mostly a PR stunt that just makes it more annoying to teach kids. Like there's just some representative trying to get more votes.
I think it's also kind of ironic because like the head of Florida school districts literally said, it's not in the curriculum already. We're not teaching it, so you don't really have to make a bill about it. So it's kind of redundant and pointless, but that's beside the point, I guess.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I don't like here. I don't know if it's taught here. I think that I don't know. Is it taught here?
I don't know if it's taught. I don't know if it's necessary. It's not
Right.
in the curriculum,
Right.
but is it talked about in class?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it is,
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, but there's nothing in our curriculum in elementary school level. Yeah.
I think that the bill didn't even. I don't think that it needed to be passed because it's not taught. It's not a general thing that's being taught. It hasn't been taught. I mean, Do people have questions? Yes. Will people answer? Yes. Do I think that we should silence people for being curious? No. I think that if a teacher wants to explain to a kid what one thing is, depending on how they see it, I think that that should be allowed, and suing shouldn't be a part of it.
So the Batman featuring Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz was released on March 4th, 2022. This movie was directed by Matt Reeves and takes a new, more modern approach to the DC hero we all know, Batman, as he fights crime for the good of Gotham City, see his story with a different light, less unattainable and superhero-like, more like it could happen in real life. Have any of you seen the movie? What did you think of the new type of hero movie? Which do you prefer, Marvel or DC?
It's so good. I saw it like last week. It's 3 hours long, but it's like every single second of that movie is just good and like feels like it needs to be there.
Yeah,
like
I know exactly what you mean.
no part was I like, oh, this scene's kind of like redundant or this scene's kind of stupid. Just everything about it was just good.
I have not seen this movie, but I love this movie. I think Catwoman and Batman
How have
are
you
so
not
beautiful,
seen it?
and I love this
Bruh.
movie.
You don't even know what Batman and Catwoman are. Like,
No, but I'm
how
really
have you
excited.
never seen this movie?
I'm really excited for it. I really like this
Oh
movie.
my god.
It's a very good movie. I think cinematically it's a very good movie. There's a lot of good components like character development, a lot of stuff like that. It also has probably one of the best car chase scenes I think in the history of any movie ever.
I'm not a huge superhero guy, but I saw it with Jake. And it's a very dark movie. Like it's shot in like dark scenes, and it was very engaging. And I enjoyed it all 3 hours.
Going back to what Evan said about the car chase scene, the Batmobile was incredible. I love seeing
Oh my god,
it.
yeah.
And I think the sound for it and the scenes for it were perfect to make it seem so menacing. And I also want to say, I saw the movie twice. The first time I was a little skeptical on it, but the second time I saw it, it's easily one of my top movies now. And I really enjoyed the scary, dark theme throughout the entire movie. I really feel like Robert Pattinson fit that role really well.
I think it's a really good contrast between like the DC and Marvel, because like Marvel's obviously catered towards a younger audience at times. It can be a little more lighthearted.
Yeah.
In comparison to DC, where it's a little darker. But I mean, I enjoy both a lot. But
yeah.
Also, oh wait, you go. You go.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
My whole thing was that you're true. I do like the contrast, but the niche that I have with it is not about the movie. It's a great movie. Is the critics of the movie, because it was somewhere in the 80s on Rotten Tomato, and then it dropped somewhere into the low 70s. And if you read the reviews, a lot of the critics were complaining that it wasn't the witty, funny, Marvel-esque movie that we're all used to.
But it's not a Marvel movie.
But it's not a Marvel movie.
Exactly.
But that's what the
Right.
disconnect is. Everyone wants it to be something it's not, and that's why I don't like critics of any kind. They
Also,
suck.
the Riddler was such a good villain.
Riddler?
Like when he had his mask on, he was terrifying, and like when
yes, I was actually very scared in
when
the opening
they
scene.
like unmasked him eventually.
Yeah.
Spoilers. But he isn't this like terrifying. He's just a guy. He's just a guy who's wearing a mask with just terrifying ideals. He was wearing Gucci.
Sort of not towards the actual characters of the movie. I think DC has more quality over quantity on Marvel.
I agree
Because
with that.
Marvel does have some like proper like quality movies. Like they have a lot more genre
Yeah.
to their actual industry, but they do have more movies over the quality that DC puts out.
All right. I think we made lots of really awesome points. Just to move on to our last topic. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West separated back in early fall of 2021. Kim, in the meantime, has been dating SNL star Pete Davidson since her appearance on the show in October and officially confirmed the relationship in February of this year. During this time, Kanye has taken to TikTok and Instagram to try and fight for his family to get back together and have more time with his kids. While trying to win Kim back, he's also released a music video of himself kidnapping and killing a claymation of Pete Davidson. He's also attacked him multiple times online for stealing his wife and corrupting his children. What are your thoughts on Kanye's behavior?
My thoughts are, who is letting this man do that? Who says, okay, Kanye, you do that? No, Kanye, don't do that. Put this man in his place.
He's surrounded by yes men. Just be like, yes, Kanye.
Yes, Kanye. I feel like what he's doing is really, really terrifying because Kim didn't necessarily do anything wrong. And his kids have nothing to do with it. So him threatening Kim's new partner when he's been with a lot of people, if Kim were to do that, I feel like she would have gained a lot more traction and a lot more like negative feedback than like him and Kanye and his fans saying, oh yeah, you're cool, yeah, get your kids back, oh yeah.
Also in the context that Kanye lives across the street from them,
it's
kind of terrifying. Poor Skeet.
Yes, poor Skeet. Yeah, imagine like looking out of your window. You're supposed to wake up to your girlfriend, and then you see this menacing face going.
Does he do that? Is that his thing?
I don't know. Maybe he does do that.
Out the window going.
I miss the old Kanye.
I think he's gone through a very slow but very, very steady descent to madness.
I don't think it's been very slow. I think it's definitely. I think after he decided to run for president.
Yeah, the past birthday party, Kanye, it just went down like the stock market.
I agree with that. All right, I think we're gonna finish it up now, Nick.
Yeah, so to finish off today's episode, we have the unpopular opinion that ketchup is absolutely revolting.
Yes.
False.
Yes.
False.
False. One at a time.
I am the anti.
Me and Jared get to go first on this because I said so. What did I just say?
I am the anti-ketchup.
I am
I
the
agree.
pro ketchup.
I
I
agree.
drown things in ketchup.
Yeah.
You put ketchup on rice?
No. Ew.
What? Oh, you just lost the entire room with that one.
I'm pro ketchup. I love ketchup. I think it's great with my fries.
No.
You
on
are
your fries.
What is
You're
it?
vanilla.
Okay, raise
What
your
does he
hand
put it
if you're
on?
pro ketchup.
I'm pro ketchup. I'm pro ketchup. That's the whole side of this room. Yeah.
Ketchup is revolting.
No.
Who is against ketchup? Who's against ketchup? Who's against ketchup?
If you're against ketchup, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're against.
Who's against?
If I'm against.
That's like 3 people. Bye.
Bye.
I hate ketchup.
Okay, it
Not
might
a fan,
be a
not
strong
a fan.
taste because like of the vinegar taste, and the tomato is an interesting flavor, but it's still good. It's a classic. It goes on everything.
I
Almost
agree.
everything.
I agree.
Don't shake your head.
Not rice. It does not go on rice.
It goes on rice.
Doesn't go on rice. Doesn't go on eggs. Nope.
You
Sorry.
don't put ketchup on eggs.
Doesn't go on pizza. My stepdad puts it on pizza. Doesn't go on pizza. That's weird.
I think
He's
too
weird.
much ketchup
He's
on
weird.
things is gross, but like ketchup itself is good. Barbecue sauce.
I'm gonna make.
Chick-fil-A sauce, honey mustard.
Okay, I have one thing. I don't eat any condiments, so I dislike all of them.
So you have no room to talk.
Yeah, I don't want to hear him.
Fair.
Wait, Nick, what'd you just say?
He doesn't eat any
So you
condiments.
eat everything dry? That's what I was gonna
I eat-
say.
I eat everything plain.
I don't use condiments. The only thing that you could say that I use is like ranch dressing on salad.
But you're
I don't-
anti-ketchup.
I am also anti-ketchup.
so
I'm
you've
anti
tried
all
it.
condiments. I think if food needs like something else to help flavor it, it's not that good.
Okay, but wait. So you
Or
guys
then- okay, I shouldn't say that because like seasoning
What's that,
is
Jason?
needed.
Yeah.
hold on. You guys
I
eat everything
rescind my
dry.
statement.
Yes.
What?
I don't
You
eat
eat
anything.
Everything
with-
dry.
Well,
I
there's
don't
like
eat
seasoning
everything.
on it.
Oh wait.
No, but like
I eat like fries with like
Sorry if I don't
milkshakes.
want to drown my food in like
No one's
red
asking
liquid.
you to drown it. No
drown
one's
it.
asking you to drown it. Just maybe like a dab, a spread, if you will.
And Dab, you're not gonna taste it.
yes, you
I'm
will.
done. I'm done.
No, false.
I've never seen Daisy sour cream.
It's good.
a little dab of
You can't argue with the facts, Jared.
What if hypothetically we switched out ketchup with butter?
Yes.
Would that make everything better?
No.
Put butter on your,
I
on
love
your fries.
butter. I love butter.
Put butter on
Big
your
butter
put
fan.
butter on your burgers.
Big butter fan.
Hold on a minute, Dan.
Butter is good.
I have a question.
That is true.
What if we make
Okay,
butter
go
a
ahead, Luke.
condiment?
Go ahead, Luke.
For the people who don't like ketchup, when's the last time you had something with ketchup?
There we go. That's a good question.
When's the last time?
You've never had it.
I actually have had it, and every time I have it, it tastes gross.
False.
Wait, have
Okay,
you
go
had it
ahead,
after?
Jared. Go ahead, Jared.
Tell me.
Nick, why don't you go?
No. No.
Go ahead,
Jared,
Jared.
go. Jared.
So
Never.
as long as I can recall, I've never actually had ketchup.
What is the argument? What is the argument then if you've never even tried it? How can you know you don't like it?
Let's get some ketchup in here.
It
Yeah,
just-
somebody put that.
It just Everything about it just irks me. Like that mustard, ketchup, mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Like all of it's just like
All that you,
relish.
wait, hold on. You've never tried it. All that you see is the color.
No, I don't care. I can smell it, and it just.
But
All right.
but it tastes good.
I think we're gonna finish it up now. Very opinionated. Thank you everybody for your participation, and everybody else, we will see you then. Everybody else at home.
There's one day and the next day gone. Sometimes you bend, sometimes you stand, sometimes you turn your back to the wind. There's a world outside the darkened door where blues won't haunt you anymore. With a brave heart, free lover's soul, come ride with me to the distant shore. We won't hesitate, break down the garden gate. There's not much time left to